Shall we move on to our third topic, which is mobile payments? Actually, 70% of people start their search on mobile, and more than half of e-commerce traffic comes from smartphones. So it's definitely a large market that you wouldn't want to be missing out on, especially if you're trying to fill up maybe last minute rooms or maybe some like spontaneous offers.
The topic of mobile and cart abandonment rates. We had this awesome podcast recording with Taya actually, and she brought in the statistic of saying, especially for the hospitality sector and industry, hotels have an abandonment rate of 80%. So that's like a really, really big number if you think about that you lose all of these people who are actually already clicking through your website, ending up in the mobile engine, and then losing them in literally the last step. So there it's really important to say, like, how can you actually remove all the barriers or don't give the people any kind of reason to not book. And like you said as well, seeing how can you actually facilitate payments, understanding how do people like to pay? Is it with PayPal, Klarna? I don't know, all of these things that maybe go beyond credit card, having to fish in your wallet for your credit card, entering your credit card number on a little display, you know? So really taking all of these factors out of the equation so that you can actually get these people and convert them into guests.
Absolutely agree there. And from personal experience, also, I've ran into the issue quite often myself that the booking engine is not mobile compatible, or when you're selecting the payment method, move it over to the credit card page, and then suddenly it's not mobile compatible, and you just automatically drop off because you don't have the possibility, or it's not easy enough to make the booking, and it gets quite frustrating. I also think we need to keep in mind that there's also the typical user behavior that people use the mobile to search a lot, to browse, to find the information, are maybe not yet willing to book quite yet because they're still exploring their options. It's highly important to engage with the users, to give them the content they're looking for, and to give them the option to easily book. But to also keep in mind that it might be the possibility that this user is just going to switch their device, move over to the desktop, and complete their booking there. So just make sure that you have also the option, the safe search possibility, where you can still capture the user, you can retarget them via email, and then the email is sitting in their inbox and they can access it later on when they're on their desktop device, and return to the booking and the actual selection they made and complete the direct booking that way.
If you were to name three things that hotels need to have to make sure that their mobile booking experience is frictionless so that they can get more people to book on mobile, what would you say that these three things would be?
Definitely, I think mobile compatibility, and I mean, I think that's probably an obvious one, yeah. And stop talking about like the booking engine experience, because that's where the decision happens, right? So here you really need to make sure that you're using a booking engine that works on the mobile device, that you're supporting all payment methods that are relevant to the users that you're bringing to their website. Have a look in Google Analytics. What kind of geographics do you bring to your page? Look at your like top 10 geographies and make sure that those payment methods are also supported in your booking engine. So you're actually letting people make a booking with whatever payment method they usually use. And actually the retargeting. So that leads me back to keeping in mind, like, yes, definitely important to focus on encouraging your users to book on their mobile device, having the mobile compatibility and the payment methods in place, but also thinking about that you can retarget them on other devices and allowing them to easily come back to your website if they need a bit more time to think about their booking. So here I would just recommend personalization and thinking about retargeting methods that you can place in along the mobile user journey. Just thinking also about like the personalization options that you have with mobile, I think it's highly important to remind yourself that you should not have like any intrusive like overlays. Definitely use it for stronger visualization during the journey when you really want to bring like the attention to the user, but think about really smooth integration through like embedded content, like inline messaging, where you can really highly personalize the user journey, bring the right content to the right target audience, but at the same time, do not like distract the user on their mobile device because we're looking at a much smaller screen. Also think about like where the thumb is when a user is scrolling. So make it easily accessible for a user to tap on these like little info bubbles or whatever you're implementing, position it correctly, and whatever you're positioning to also make sure that you're not overlaying any important messages or your booking button or your icons, just to be very smart there. I do believe those are quite obvious ones, but every now and then we do see also like not the ideal execution on the mobile devices by some of the hotels. And now that I'm planning my vacation upcoming, going to Texas, very excited for that, I've definitely seen that a lot of OTAs offer mobile specific promotions. So anything that's like just a discounted rate that's available for mobile only. I think it's a very easy way of thinking of how you can implement this also on your direct channel for mobile users only, to have those kind of promotions in place. That can definitely help you with the mobile conversion. And it doesn't have to be, by the way, only discounts. There are a lot of incentives that you can provide, like just additional benefits from making direct booking, and that can be mobile specific.
As a German, after reading the statistic that like we have the worst performing checkouts in 2020, is so sad, because it's like 4% of like checkouts actually support digital wallets, and I know we can do better. It's such a big indication that we just need to kind of get onto this, and this is not just a trend. This is nothing that will kind of go away in the next couple of years. It's only going to get stronger and stronger. So yeah, to all fellow Germans, just please